Now on Good Day, a pause in adoptions at the Animal Foundation. What's behind the stoppage as the organization is still operating over capacity. And freshly squeezed and, well, squeezing your wallet, while your morning glass of OJ could soon cost you more. And Donny Osmond Week continues here on Good Day this morning. We're talking to the story about his expansive career. We dive into the early days when he got some interesting advice from his brother. Good Day Las Vegas starts right now.
Now, this is Good Day Las Vegas. Live, local, now.
And a good Tuesday morning to you. It is 5 o'clock. Thank you for joining us here. Sending it to Sherry. Sherry, I just saw that Christmas trees are going to cost us about 20% more this year.
Yes.
So, oh, man. Although it doesn't feel anything like the holidays, it's hard to even imagine that.
I know. Got to dig deeper to deck the halls this year for sure. And been getting notices about getting my flu shot, too. So I get text messages from my pharmacy. So, flu season right around the corner, you guys, now that we're into October. So lots to think about, lots to remember. But in the meantime, just enjoy our pretty easy weather. That we don't have to worry about. Yesterday, we were on the lookout for thunderstorms, and it was definitely humid, and it's still a little humid out there. 36% humidity, dew points at 47, and some patchy clouds left over from some passing thunderstorms that were around the valley yesterday. 76 degrees, sunrise at 6:38. Temperatures are still above normal. We should have morning lows this time of October in the 60s. Eventually we'll get there, but the week looks like it's going to stay a little above normal. 83 back by mid-morning, into the mid-80s by noon, and we should really have a lot more sunshine today. Maybe some increasing clouds over the mountains, but we're not watching the skies for thunderstorms in the valley today. Low 90s for our Tuesday afternoon. We should start to dry out a little bit more. Let's get to the roads on this Tuesday morning at 5:02. Say good morning to Nate and check the drive.
Morning, Sherry, and good morning to you. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Good Day Las Vegas. Freeways in excellent shape in terms of no crashes, surface streets as well. You do have a little bit of slowing on the North 15 at the Northern 215 Beltway, as well as the 215 at the 95 and the Centennial Bowl. Both of those ongoing NDOT projects. And speaking of that, you do have a lane taken away again this morning. This is on the southbound side of the 15 from before Trop down towards about Russell Road. Eventually, it's going to get really nasty through there as NDOT's going to completely rebuild the Tropicana and the 15 interchange this morning. The overhead sign is letting you know that that right lane is taken away. There's just not enough traffic there to have that be a big deal. However, nearby at Russell Road and Las Vegas Boulevard, one of the news stories we're going to be talking about, there's some police activity around Russell Road and Las Vegas Boulevard. The only camera we have working in the area appears to show some traffic is moving on the boulevard, but we'll keep you posted as we learn more, Heather.
All right, Nate, and we are going to talk about that here. A couple breaking stories from overnight. Metro Police investigating two different homicides this morning, and one is in that area. That's Las Vegas Boulevard near Russell, the other near Rancho in Washington, and we don't know much about either case at this moment, so we're working to gather some more information, and as soon as we have details, we'll bring those to you right here on air and of course online at 8newsnow.com. To Florida now this morning, where the sheer destruction of Hurricane Ian is still being assessed. More bodies are uncovered now in the rubble, the death toll topping at least 100. Local officials are working to provide food, water, other aid to all of those people affected, while criticism mounts over evacuation orders. Here's Christian Benavides with more.
Across parts of Florida, people sifted through the personal belongings that made it through the destruction Ian left behind.
We really don't want to leave because this is all we have left.
Cars lined up for bottled water as the hurricane's far-reaching impact stretches into a second week.
We finally got water last night. But it's yucky water.
In Tampa, hundreds of volunteers from a disaster response team cook and serve meals for those in need.
We've seen the devastation, and the only way this happens where people can make a difference is when we all work together.
As the death toll rises, providing aid is a door-to-door effort.
Fire rescue! We have 4 ambulances here, and we have 2 rescues here.
Here in hard-hit Lee County, the sheriff defended the response amid mounting criticism over the decision not to issue an evacuation order until Tuesday, a day before Hurricane Ian made landfall.
We got that message out at the right time. Now, whether people listen to it, we can't force people out of their homes, but we can continuously say, look, mandatory evacuation.
Rebuilding after Ian, one of the worst storms to ever hit the U.S., is expected to cost billions of dollars. Tomorrow, President Biden and the First Lady will visit Florida to see the devastation firsthand. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Fort Myers Beach, Florida.
Just under 500,000 Florida homes and businesses are still without power, and more than 1,600 people have been rescued statewide. Those rescue missions, however, they continue, especially to the barrier islands in the southwest part of the state. Those were cut off from the mainland due to crippling storm surge. Some local help, though, is on the way and on the ground in Florida, aiding in the search and recovery efforts. This is Mike Porter and Dexter, one of 50 K-9 teams assigned to FEMA. Porter's a member of Nevada Task Force 1. It consists of local firefighters and other agencies here at home. Porter currently works as a firefighter at the Nevada National Security Site, and Dexter and him, they got to Florida yesterday morning, so we wish them the best. In August, a man's body was found in a trunk, an apparent murder victim. Now Metro Police say they've caught the man accused. Metro Police say 37-year-old Tony Dan was arrested last Thursday in San Diego. He's accused of killing Amir Haji, whose body was found August 19th on Tropicana near Valley View, stuffed into a white BMW. Clark County coroner says he died from a gunshot wound to the head. Haji was reported missing out of Arizona in June. Dan will be sent back to Las Vegas to face murder charges. The 8 News Now investigators uncovering how prison staff really learned about the escape of a convicted murderer. A confidential source tipped off officers. That's according to a newly obtained memo. While the department originally said a press release, they said officers learned of Porfirio Duarte Herrera's escape during a count. He's now being held in Ely State Prison. It's a maximum security facility. If you'd like to read more about what the investigators uncovered, go to our website, 8newsnow.com. The Animal Foundation announcing a pause right now on all adoptions, transfers, and fosters until further notice. In a statement on Twitter, the foundation said 16 dogs at their shelter are dealing with a respiratory illness. Those dogs are on antibiotics. Organization says the decision comes from advice from their veterinary team and an abundance of caution. The shelter right now has been operating at or over capacity for several months. The foundation did face a contagious outbreak back in 2007, and in that case, sadly, more than 1,000 animals had to be euthanized. That outbreak led to sweeping changes, which eventually helped the Animal Foundation work toward its goal of becoming a no-kill shelter just a couple years ago. Nate?
All right, your NV energy bill is going to be going up. The company says a rate hike is needed because natural gas has gotten more expensive. So how can home and business customers cut down on their energy expenses? Well, stick around. We got some tips on how you can save coming up in our next half hour, Sherry.
Yeah, that started happening back in the summer. Well, Goodwill will be hosting a massive job fair on Wednesday. That will be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boulevard Mall. There will be over 20 companies looking to fill positions. So if you're interested, they say come dressed for success, as there will be interviews and job offerings on the spot. So for a full list of companies hiring in the Valley, just head over to 8newsnow.com and click on our job board tab. We put together a long list with links on how to apply. Heather?
All right, Sherry, one of my favorite days, guys, it is National Taco Day. And this morning we're talking all things tacos with Limelight Kitchen. Candace Charles, man, she always gets the good jobs. She's out there with their ghost kitchen, a live look at this women-owned operation. Candace, not only is it National Taco Day, but it's Taco Tuesday, so this is just perfect.
It's right on point, Heather. And you know, I always got you covered with the fun stuff, as well as making things easier for yourself. Now, there will be some deals we're hearing about, as well as freebies throughout the city, but why not try to make tacos yourself for National Taco Day? And this Taco Tuesday, I'm joined by Frankie Rizzo. She's from Limelight Kitchen, as well as Chef Natalie on the ones and twos, or I like to say, the grill. And we're gonna go and talk to you guys really about the simple way to make tacos. I know, it's easy, right? It should be simple, but what is the key to making the perfect taco?
So the key to making the perfect taco is, right now, Limelight Kitchen is bringing a fresh take to Mexican cuisine. Okay. We create all our own sauces. We use all the freshest ingredients, and just being creative and making it so it's lots of fun and everyone can enjoy it.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so what is Chef Natalie cooking up on this side? It's all, like you said, about being creative and unique when making these tacos.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really cool because the Limelight is trying to create, good things for vegan people, good things for, the people who eat meat, chicken, beef. We have really great ingredients. Everything is completely fresh. Our shrimp taco is one of my ultimate favorite tacos.
Oh, I love shrimp tacos too.
They're so good. So by creating like our own sauces and our own pico and things like that, I think it makes it so it's a lot more fun and it's delicious and it's a little bit fancier than your average taco.
I like that. A little bit fancier than your average taco. Okay, so this is cooking up now. Of course, we're going to give you a sneak peek of it coming up. And then later on in the show, I got you covered with the healthy options for making tacos. And of course, you can find all the details about the Limelight Kitchen on our website, 8newsnow.com. For now, live from There Goes Kitchen in Henderson, I'm Candace Charles, 8 News Now.
Oh man, okay, the ones and twos. I'm learning a lot from Candace. Now, her dad is actually a chef, so she knows what she's talking about. I still had nothing better than that fresh glass of OJ to wake you up in the morning, right? Heads up, that breakfast staple could cost you more soon, and maybe not for the reasons you might think. We'll explain that, and we also are continuing our ode to Donny Osmond this morning. Why his brother thought they really needed to kind of toughen up their image. Sherry.
Boy. Donnie as a bad boy? Can't wait. All right, here's your accurate day planner for your Tuesday. Some patchy clouds around this morning. Temperatures in the 70s. We'll be up near 80 degrees by 9 a.m. Mid-80s for noon. Another warm day. Still holding on to some summer-like temperatures. Highs in the low 90s. We will start to dry out. We'll find out if these temperatures are going to change at all in your 8-day forecast. Coming up after the break, it's 5:12. We're live local.
8 News Now, right now. Live. This is Good Day Las Vegas. Now.
It is a name synonymous with Vegas, Donny Osmond. And our Donny Week continues here on 8 News Now as we pay tribute to the Las Vegas entertainer. With his residency in full swing and just extended, he carved out a little time to sit down with me and talk about the early days. Singing alongside his brothers when his career launched at the tender age of 5, Donny Osmond quickly rose to fame, becoming a teen heartthrob.
There's one, I remember, in London. We were doing a television show, and we went outside, and somebody told all the thousands of fans over on the front, "They're in the back!" And they come rushing in the back. We're running on the streets of London. It was like a hard day's night, right? And my brother Alan, he's in the lead. "Come on, guys, they're gonna attack us." And I'm smiling, having a great time. And we see this little Chinese restaurant, and we duck into the restaurant and hide under the table. And I could see in the window these hundreds and hundreds of girls rushing by. And I'm thinking, this is awesome.
But that bubblegum pop was happening simultaneously as the Osmonds were trying to find an edgier groove.
So Alan said, we gotta be tough. We got to show a hard side, a tough side.
So they added karate to their stage routine.
And people laugh when I say, yeah, Chuck Norris was my karate teacher.
From breaking boards on stage to breaking records with hit songs, and then launching Donny and Marie. How does that go? I mean, with 65 albums, how do you, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast.
The cool thing about working with Marie, or family in general, at least my family, we all figured out early on, and thanks to my dad, we learned to get along.
That certainly doesn't mean there weren't creative differences.
There were times with Marie, so we're not going to do that. Yes, we're going to. No, we're and the curtain goes up. I'm a little bit country. It was so funny. And after the show, we looked at each other and said, that was the best show we've ever done.
But not everything has turned out perfectly, and Donny says that's okay.
My career has been up and down and everywhere in between. And this point in my life, I appreciate, as I look back, the down times.
His resiliency and ability to reinvent himself, he says, comes from family.
My dad always had a saying, anything worth doing is worth doing well.
And he certainly has. Stay tuned. Coming up at our 6 o'clock hour, you'll have your chance to win 4 tickets and a VIP experience to see Donny Osmond. Caller number 8 will win. We're going to put that number up for you coming up in the next hour. Sherry, a little karate goes a long way, apparently.
Oh my gosh, from not even having all of his teeth in yet, that story covered everything, to bad boy karate and with his sister act on stage. That was a great story. It gave us a great behind the scenes of his whole career there. Wow, love that. All right, we had some bad boy thunderstorms mainly in Arizona yesterday and a few in our local mountains, but really nothing in the valley. We're still a little on the humid side. Temperatures in the 70s around the Las Vegas Valley this morning. We should be having morning temperatures, morning lows in the 60s, so we're not quite in the swing of fall yet. We do have 60s in Mesquite, Indian Springs, Pahrump this morning, Sandy Valley and Searchlight. 73, actually a little cooler in Laughlin this morning, and Kingman is in the 50s. 44 in Cedar City, 30s in Ely, with 50 in Caliente, Tonopah, and Reno, right on the bubble of 50 as well. Even Death Valley's down below 80 degrees, so we're trying to get cooler. There are some showers down around the Gulf Coast of Texas. More rain through Arizona and New Mexico today. We'll get a drier influence from the west coast to push away the monsoon showers and thunderstorms, along with that low pressure that's around the Four Corners. And believe it or not, the remnants of Ian still circling up into New England, pulling in more rain out of the Atlantic. Well, we've still got thunderstorms around New Mexico especially, but boy, they were hammered in central Arizona yesterday. Big dust storms around Phoenix. Even a tornado reported in Coconino County, ripping roofs off of homes. Look at all those fierce thunderstorms along Interstates 40 and 17. So again, we did have some thunderstorms in the mountains yesterday. Mount Charleston getting a little bit of rain. We had some thunderstorms up in the Sheep Mountains, but nothing really for the valley, just some clouds. We'll look for sunshine, start drying out as we get through our Tuesday. Temperatures staying above normal in the low 90s pretty much for the work week, and then the weekend temperatures do slide a a little. Looks like we'll get a couple of days in the 80s and mornings back into the 60s, pretty much where we belong. All right, let's see what's happening on the roads. Nate?
All right, we are right where we belong in terms of traffic as you're getting going here, trying to get out the door safely before 5:30. The good news, no crashes to report. However, you may run into some road closures. We're following a couple of crime stories. There may be a crime scene around Las Vegas Boulevard and Russell Road off the 15 freeway. No working traffic cameras in there, but a traffic tipster called in and said, hey, I had to work my way around there at Las Vegas Boulevard and Russell. Then there is another completely separate crime scene. This does not appear to be blocking any streets around Rancho and Washington. We do have a camera there, and it looks like this is in the parking lot of one of the shopping centers in the area, but just keep an eye out for that one. In the meantime, we're watching all the roads for you all morning long, Heather.
All right, Nate, appreciate that. Could some sweet orange juice be souring your wallet? While you might be soon shelling out more for that refreshing breakfast classic. It's coming up.
On 8 News Now.
8 on your side with an advisory to check the cheese in your fridge. Could be part of a recall. A Michigan-based company called Old Europe Cheese recalling some brie and some camembert. They could be contaminated with listeria. Sold under more than 24 different brand names at grocery stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Now the company is issuing this voluntary recall for the cheeses with best buy dates through December 14th, Heather.
Ooh, you gotta toss that one. All right, and if your morning routine includes a glass of OJ, don't be surprised if the entire bottle will be costing you more very soon. Orange juice and other produce production in Florida is expected to be significantly impacted by Hurricane Ian. As you might imagine, experts say 79% of Florida's total citrus in 5 Florida counties, 4 of which were hit directly by the storm. And now as a result, orange juice, strawberries, watermelons, cabbages also could soon cost you quite a bit more. Sherry.
It's all that good summer fruit. Wow. All right, it's 5:25. Let's take a look at your accurate 8 to 8 forecast for your Tuesday. A few patchy clouds out there this morning, but those will be moving out. Near 80 by 8 a.m., mid 80s by noon, and low 90s for your Tuesday. We're hanging on to these extra warm temperatures as we get through the week, but we will start to dry out a little bit more for your Tuesday and the rest of the week. When will the temperatures feel like fall? That's the big question everybody's asking. We'll try to answer that in your most accurate forecast coming up at 5:30. We'll be back after the break, live local now. Heather?
Still ahead on Good Day as fall weather, what we hope, starts to come soon, right? Doctors do have a warning about flu season. Plus, users beware more on a recent payment app scam. It's costing people thousands of bucks. So stay tuned. Pay attention to that one. Watch a Good Day Las Vegas, live local now.
Only 3 days a week in fall. It's the law.
We should have about 120 troopers working the valley 24/7. I think we're under 60.
Now on Good Day, severe staffing shortages hitting our state police force. We're going to take a much closer look at how these shortages are negatively impacting our community.
And we have some positive progress reports about that teenager from Las Vegas who had an awful reaction to the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine.
And let's talk about it. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We are live from a local taco shop. Candace, man, she's got all the good gigs. She's talking tacos, trying tacos, telling us how to make tacos. She's got it all and the deals. Good Day Las Vegas starts right now.
Now, this is Good Day Las Vegas. Live, local, now.
5:30 is the time. Well, forget about coffee. It's tacos
Oh
now.
my goodness. I'm going to do my best John Langler. Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom. He does do that.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Never mind. John's
a
off
little more
today.
John yeah.
Those tacos talking my language.
And looking drool worthy.
I know. Oh my God. So she said shrimp are her favorite. Do you have a favorite? Because I don't discriminate. I will eat any taco in front of me anytime.
Ground beef, shredded beef, don't care.
Don't care. Eat it all. Chicken.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Chicken.
Soft taco, hard taco.
Yeah, vegetarian.
Have we covered them all yet?
Oh, how about the Choco Taco, which doesn't actually exist anymore, but I always loved that.
The late, great Choco Taco.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, stop. You're making me so hungry. Check out this beautiful shot of the high roller right now. Look at the colors. Pink and purple, a little blue thrown in there as well. Gorgeous as we've got partly cloudy to mostly clear skies out there. A few clouds left over from those passing thunderstorms yesterday. We had thunderstorms in the mountains, some up north over the Sheep Range that just kind of fizzled out before they got to the valley, but they did send some kind of threatening clouds over the valley, at least the north end of town. Temperatures in the 70s this morning, still have humidity over 35% and dew points in the 40s. So we're on the humid side, especially for desert measures for sure. 80 degrees by mid-morning, and we're going to have a lot of sunshine. A few of those clouds should be thinning out really, and mid-80s by noon. A sunny noon hour will warm up again right above normal into those low 90s. We should be having afternoons in the upper 80s and mornings in the 60s. So we're still above normal, and it looks like we're going to stay that way for a while. But the 8-day forecast does have some changes in it, and there are still some thunderstorms in the desert expected today. We'll find out where those are expected and the chances for those. Let's take a look at the roads, though. If you're heading out the door, got to know what the drive is like. Here's Nate.
Yeah, and even as we speak, there are more cars getting onto the South 15 out of the Spaghetti Bowl. The good news, no crashes. The lanes are open. You're tapping the brakes just a little bit. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit heavier as we get into the 6 a.m. hour. But a heads up, we're following a couple of crime stories, and Heather's going to give you the details. But as far as traffic is concerned, you may see a bunch of police around Russell Road and Las Vegas Boulevard. There are no working traffic cameras there, but a traffic tipster let us know that he had to work his way into his work area through there on Las Vegas Boulevard and Russell. Then near the Spaghetti Bowl, but not on the 95, really doesn't appear to be even at Rancho and Washington. We do have a traffic camera here. This looks like it's off in a parking lot, but we'll keep you posted. Heather?
All right, Nate, and as you just showed us that video here, we are following those breaking news stories from overnight. So the first, Metro Police investigating a homicide. This is Las Vegas Boulevard near Russell, and as Nate mentioned, you can see it's going to take you a little bit more work to get to wherever you need to go because they do have the roads closed off in that area. Police also investigating a second homicide, and that's the one Nate also pointed out. That's at Rancho and Washington. Appears, like he said, to be in a parking lot, so not impacting traffic, but we're still trying to get more information about both of these homicides. Metro on the scene investigating. As soon as we have more information, we'll bring those to you on air and online. An update to a story that we did bring you yesterday morning as breaking news. Police say a fight over property led to a man being stabbed and killed. This is near Eastern and Fremont late Sunday night. The investigation is ongoing, and they're asking anyone with information to contact Metro or to call Crime Stoppers. You know, as always, you can remain anonymous. That number is on your screen. It's 702-385-5555. The Nevada State Police facing a serious problem. Officials say short staffing is causing an uptick in car crashes, impaired driving, and fatalities on our roads. The Nevada Police Union representative is telling us 112 members have left in just 2022 alone. 12 to 14 troopers are needed just to make sure that each shift is fully staffed. This past Saturday, there were just 4 troopers for the day shift.
If we were to lose another, let's say 10 between the end of the year, that really, we're broken at that point. That they've talked about eliminating a graveyard shift just because we don't have enough people to fill those vacancies.
Right now, the department is operating with less than half of a full team, and because of smaller staffs and higher call volume, the trooper union adds that they've started prioritizing which incidents to respond to. A man is in custody after authorities say he sold more than $6,000 worth of drugs to an undercover detective. Police say on a number of occasions, Emmanuel Montez sold them large quantities of controlled substances. A search warrant at his home then led to the discovery of more than 1,000 grams of illegal methamphetamines, as well as 2 guns and ammunition. Montez, who we're working on getting a booking photo of, is now facing several federal charges. The man accused of stabbing his ex-girlfriend to death was later captured in San Diego. He's now made his first court appearance here in Las Vegas. 25-year-old Michael Ricks is facing an open murder charge as well as burglary and child abuse charges. Authorities say he left his infant daughter alone in the home after he got into an argument with 20-year-old Michaela Adams. Ricks is expected back in court tomorrow for a bail hearing. One person is dead following a paragliding accident. It happened in Boulder City. Happened Sunday morning in the desert on the south side of town. The Boulder City Fire Department says the motorized paraglider was found in a dry lake bed. Bystanders attempted life-saving measures, but ultimately that person passed away. Some good news here. Nevada teen making great progress more than a year after she had a very bad reaction to the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. Emma Berkey's family sharing us this video. Now take a look. You could see her walking. Her goal is to walk without having anyone to help her. She's had to endure 5 surgeries, including 3 brain surgeries with feeding tubes and breathing tubes. So we are just so happy to see her smiling, and a great progress report there. Doctors warning this could be a nasty flu season. In fact, they're urging all Americans to get vaccinated. This year, those over the age of 65 are advised to get a special shot with extra protection just to boost their immune response. Nate.
8 on your side at 5:37 on your Tuesday morning. Got a scam alert from one of those popular peer-to-peer payment services. This one specifically Zelle, or some kids call it the Zelly. There's a new report saying nearly 200,000 cases from 4 different banks have customers saying they were tricked into making a payment to somebody or some business. Those cases amounting to a loss of around $213 million. The report also finds that the big banks that partly own Zelle have not been giving customers their money back. No comment from the company that runs Zelle. Ironically, the company's called Early Warning Services. Sherry.
Oh, I call it Zelly. My son calls it Zelle and says, Mom, no, it's Zelle.
Exactly. It's one or the other.
Okay.
Or both.
Well, have you noticed your NV Energy bill going up? A new rate hike is in effect for customers, and the company says it's thanks to rising costs of natural gas, which started back in the summer with Russia's invasion of Ukraine and hot summer weather. Well, this has caused many consumers to look for ways to cut down on their energy expenses. The same applies for businesses. A sustainability consultant offers these energy-saving tips.
Definitely lighting is going to be one of the easiest ways that people can save money. Switching to LED from like incandescent or fluorescent lighting is a good start. And also maybe having like your equipment serviced, because even things such as like filters being dirty can cause inefficiencies in your equipment.
Those are all good tips. And for more energy saving tips from NV Energy, you can head over to our website, 8newsnow.com. Heather?
The gas that we put into our cars, unfortunately, also on the rise. Let's take a look at those numbers. The average price this morning, $5.52 a gallon. That's up a cent from yesterday. A week ago, we were paying 40 cents less. And by the way, we're paying about $1.70 more than the national average. So it's not looking good for us here in Las Vegas. Silicon, though, on Good Day, we're talking about the death toll now from Hurricane Ian. Unfortunately, it's continuing to rise. We're going to look at a progress report regarding the rescue efforts because people are still being plucked to safety. And today, National Taco Day. We're live from a local taco shop, Limelight Kitchen. And we're whipping up some tacos with Candace when we come back. Sherry?
Oh, those look yummy. Our Tuesday looks pretty yummy, too, if you're still enjoying the warm, almost summer-like weather.